Let's hope you haven't lost your edge.
Remember who trained you?
He was the best. In his day.
Was.
You're still pretty good. But I'm better.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Buried and Forgotten with your host @GamerGuy1991. This is a show where, you guessed it, we take a look at games that have been buried and forgotten.
Understood.
Today we're taking a look at the Order 1886. This is a game that is very near and dear to my heart. This game was to be the first major console exclusive for the PlayStation 4. After all, the only other exclusive for the console at the time was Killzone Shadowfall, which was by no means a bad game. But it had the unfortunate luck of launching with a system. This meant that it came out alongside a slew of other tremendous games, and it just so happened to be forgotten by the wayside. The Order 1886's story is way different. Let's just put it point blank here. The Order 1886 at launch was taken out back and had two put in its fucking dome. Yes, this game was considered a failure at launch, which is quite a surprise to me because it just didn't disappoint me in the least. This game met and exceeded my expectations, but it didn't do that for everyone. Yep, it turns out that a lot of people who played the Order 1886 at launch were tremendously disappointed by it. This is evident by the forums, by people posting on Twitter, Reddit, and of course by the game's critical reception, which was fucking humiliating. They treated this game like it was a mediocre average title that was full of flaws. And it has none. Most games today really don't have those faults that we're kind of accustomed to looking for. Major glitches, game-breaking glitches, mind you. Not little things like people's faces looking weird that we blow out of proportion because, oh my god, the animation didn't look perfect. The game's totally fun, and I love the experience, but the face looks fucked up. They didn't delete my save, the game didn't freeze, nothing stopped your playment, but I had to stop and reload the game because the character didn't animate properly. Give me a fucking break, okay? I'm used to games being broken because I couldn't aim and shoot properly. I couldn't get through a level because the combat was so broken that the game was a massive headache. Okay? Those are broken games. Let's be honest. We have approached the time in game design where we need to review them not based on if the game is a failure or a bad game, but we simply need to look at it and say what the game is, what it does, and that way people can look at that review and see if the game appeals to them. See, this is the thing that people do not understand about gaming today. And I think it's a problem with gamers in general, and I think it's mainly has to do with what we are given as gamers, the games that we play, and the news that we're fed from the gaming media. This isn't a big conspiracy thing. I'm just talking about our general perceptions of video games. That's all. What I'm trying to get at here is that we have a general expectation when we sit down to play certain games today. Now, when this game was announced, a lot of people, for some reason, were clamoring it for it to be open world. They want it to be an open world game. They wanted there to be choices, or I really don't understand what a lot of people were looking for this game to be. Because it is revolutionary in a lot of ways. It actually does push the envelope forward for gaming in quite a few ways, and not just graphics. I mean, yeah, this game is the best looking game ever made. And I am not joking. As of this video being made, the Order 1886 is literally the best looking game to come out. And that has to do with the tremendous amount of development time and passion and just effort that went into creating this game. And that's why everything hits so hard and is just spectacular. You know, when you have that passion and that devotion, your game is going to be phenomenal. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, were not just looking for quality. They were not just looking for a great gaming experience. They were looking for something really, really specific. And it seems to me that gamers have that on their minds a lot today. It happened with the original Watch Dogs, which by all accounts was not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. I wouldn't say it's as good as The Order, but it was a good game, and the sequel was even better. It really was a total improvement. But the major problem that people had with it was the story and the narrative tone of the original Watch Dogs. See, that's what I'm trying to point out with The Order. People have a problem with it because it's a linear-based game that lasts around 5 to 7 hours.
Scum.
Okay, I understand that those two phrases do not appeal to every gamer out there, but for every gamer that scares the crap out of, there are gamers out there going, well, I enjoy linear-based shooters. I enjoy shorter experiences. Let's give this a try. There are, for every gamer who gets frightened at the thought of a linear experience and at the thought of a game lasting less than 8 hours, there are gamers who crap their pants at the thought of a game being 20 hours and having less direction. You know, they like to go through experiences that feel like a roller coaster ride. And I hear that expression a lot, actually, that people compare a lot of these games like The Order 1886 that are these tightly designed, narrative, linear-driven experiences as roller coaster rides. And I'm over here waving my arms up and down going, I love roller coasters! What about you? Woo! Don't you just love going over that hill? Don't you love going upside down, going fast? Isn't that fun? Why did I turn into a Trump supporter? I was talking like Ricky fucking Bobby. But, yeah, what the hell? I'm not a Trump supporter, by the way. Just read my short story on my blog to find out why. megamediaoverload.blogspot.com. Find the link in the description box. We all have to plug ourselves, but I promise you will not see one of those like, share, and subscribe comments in this video and shit. I just made one. But you won't see it at the end of the video, I swear. But yeah, why are roller coasters a bad thing? Why is a game being an exquisite thrill ride suddenly bad? Oh, because every time you get on the ride, it's the same. Who out there stands in line for the same roller coaster more times, you know, when you go to a theme park? I do.
Everything to your life.
I go on a roller coaster multiple times. I love those rides. I love theme park rides. What's the problem with them? They're fun. Okay? Now that I've made that little reference there, when you play through these kind of games, a lot of people say they have to have competitive multiplayer or cooperative play to have replay value. See? You probably didn't think I was going anywhere with those attraction-based similes there, but I am. See, I get on rides multiple times just as I play through these linear-based experiences that are the exact same each time because I like that experience. I find that experience fun. And I know there are a lot of other gamers out there who agree with me, who have the same experiences with these games, who like getting on rides multiple times. Why is that a bad thing? More importantly, why does a game suddenly have to have New Game Plus or a actual reason for the game being different when you play through it the second time to be worth playing through a second time? This is a major question I'm actually asking because I really don't understand. I am a type of person who will watch a movie multiple times if I like it. I am the type of person who, after I play through a game like The Order 1886, will boot it up again because I enjoyed that experience so much. I'm not going through the game expecting something else. I'm not expecting to get something special. I'm just going through the game because I enjoyed it so much. Why doesn't that happen? More importantly, why isn't it talked about? I think it really does happen a lot. But when we talk about games, it's like, the game doesn't have replay value. Okay, I can understand that maybe with modern military shooters because there are just so many of them and they look so copy and pasteable. I mean, they're interchangeable or swappable. I get it. I don't understand that with a lot of World War II shooters. But then you would have games that did something a little different. Maybe like Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway that has just some slightly different mechanics. Just like this game has slightly different mechanics and other different elements to make it appeal where Gears of War might not. You know, you have a slower, more methodical paced game that isn't just frenetic action after frenetic action. It knows when to slow the pace down. It knows when to give you story sections. It knows when the game just needs to say, hey, let's take a breather here, because if we take these 5 minutes to explore the world and to be engrossed in the story, when we get to that next action sequence, it's going to be all the more enjoyable for those reasons of pacing. I mean, I can think of so many games that have that epic, frenetic action constantly, and after a while, you're just like, oh my god, well the tedium just subside for a little bit, I need to catch my damn breath. I mean, there's nothing wrong with escalating intensity, there's nothing wrong with throwing more and more shit at the player. But you have to have moments of downtime for the player to recover and to go, whoa, that was something. If you're coming from a big old battle into another one and going, oh shit, here's another. I mean, it's literally like you're trying to come for the third time after you just fucked a hooker and you're just trying to get your money's worth. I get it, but you already had a successful time. Let's have some downtime. You know, let's rest and let's relax so that next orgasm is incredible. Yeah, I'm not really feeling too good about that reference right there. It just didn't hit right. But we'll move on. We'll move on. It's okay. In any case of the matter, you know, I do not understand why gamers feel that downtime in a game is bad as much as I don't relate to the people who enjoy the constant frenetic action, action, action. You know, and that comes down to gamers enjoying different things.
Okay.
You know, as much as we can find games and reasons to all go, yeah, I get it, and relate to each other and have that wonderful moment of, yeah, I like this too, you like this too, your mother's name is Martha, my mother's name is Martha, we're best friends, woo! I get that. Those are great moments. But what about those cool moments where you find a game that maybe isn't everyone's cup of tea, and you find this little discovery, and you feel even more special for it because it's like this game was made specially for you? And I think at the end of the day, that's why when I find games like The Order 1886, I have to keep making videos and I have to keep talking about them. You know, I'm not saying they were made especially for me, but when you find a game that speaks to you, you enjoy it and you play through it and you're like, well, this is great. And then you look online and everybody's hating on it. And I understand that butthurt fanboy idea, but that's not really where mine comes from. Mine comes from more of a place of, I hate that people are discouraged from playing something they might love. That's my big thing. You know, I want to see another Order 1886. I want to see the story continued because as much as this game has a great cohesive standalone story, it has perfect threads for a sequel. And yeah, that was done intentionally. This was meant to be a big franchise. And I want to see another one, absolutely. But what I hate seeing more than the developers not getting paid, than all the negatives that come with games being failures like this from bad reviews. What I really hate is there are gamers out there who, without even having played the thing, will automatically assume it's bad, it's trash, or it's just not for them. And I hate that. Because there are a lot of gamers out there who, if they gave a game the chance it deserved, they'd sit down and discover a new classic. They'd sit down and discover a new favorite. And if you're the type of gamer who loves Gears of War, who loves third-person cover-based shooters, at the very, very end of the day, the worst thing that you could come back from playing the Order 1886 with is it wasn't as good as Gears. It didn't personally meet my enjoyment in terms of the story, but I don't think anyone can play through the action sequences and be a cover-based shooter fan and not go, this is what cover-based shooting should feel like. It's just that good. The way that you can move from cover to cover without that sprinting kind of action, you know, where you look at a cover and you press a button and it automatically moves you there. This game has that sense of fluidity while keeping you in control. And I think that's something very important to point out. See, a lot of people like to point out the fact that the game is so linear, like a roller coaster, that you're on a set track, that you don't have that kind of control. But you are given great amount of control over your character that is so fluid and so precise and works so well that you just feel in total control. Even during those QuickTime event-styled cutscenes, they're done in such a way, animated right, and everything is placed right. I'm talking about the button prompts, I'm talking about where the action is framed, so where not only do you feel in control, but you can actually watch these events play out, and you can enjoy them for seeing them like a film, but you will also feel engaged by that experience. That's really important, and that's something that a lot of QuickTime events just miss out on. This game did it phenomenally, just like Shenmue back in the day did it phenomenally, just to point out another great game that you guys can also play now on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and the Shenmue 1 and 2 collection. Another great game to check out. But yeah, that's my biggest problem. I don't think that games being critically bashed is bad because, oh, it's my favorite game and people are hating on it. I hate that gamers are, at the end of the day, missing out on an experience that they might love and cherish. That's what I feel. And I think that there are so many gamers who did not check this game out because of its reviews, because of the criticism, because of all the hoopla that surrounded its launch. But I tell you what, the game is cheap as shit now because people didn't like it. So use that to your advantage and give this great game a chance, because I guarantee you for the price now, you won't regret it. Everybody was complaining, it's too short for $60. It's not $60 anymore, people. Give the Order 1886 a solid chance. You will not regret it. If you want to hear more about my opinion on games and just other jazz, follow me on Twitter at GamerGuy1991. It has been a blast, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.